I'm feeling absolutely incredible. Dude, that entire game. First of all, it was a roller coaster of a game. That first half, I was clenching my ass cheeks for 45 minutes. But after that, in that second half, we played with such belief, with such determination. The team spirit, that halftime team. I don't know what the hell Ange does in there. I don't know what he gives them in there, but it worked, man. The game plan, all those players played today like they were 10 feet tall. They felt like they were 10 feet tall. They were just so full of energy. And these are players who've been, we don't have substitutes to make. A lot of these players played 90 minutes last week. City make subs every 60, 70 minutes in every single game. All their players, and they had fresh legs on at the end. Kulusevski's header was against Ake, who came on 5 minutes beforehand or something like that. And still, you could see the belief in these players. It was absolutely incredible. And they were playing exactly how, like, we all want. You put us on the field. That's the way they're running. It's like they're playing with our belief. Like, they're fans. Like, they're with us. It's the connection is really there. They felt like they were playing for us. Every time they scored, they go in front of that set of away fans, and everyone is going crazy, and they're all part of it. They're all in front of the fans. Just the connection they have is I think the biggest reason they all came out there and played the way that they played, and it makes me so proud to support this team, man. I feel incredible. It's a point. It's not 3 points, but it's what they did that is so important to us. It's what we want to see.
Do you think, on reflection of the whole game, a draw is a fair result, or do you think we could have nicked a win there?
I think, given what happened in the first half, a draw is a fair result, because in that first half they could have scored 3 more easily. If Erling Haaland did not have the day that he did, they could have ran away with it in that first half, really. But you could also say that about us. I think Brennan Johnson really did kind of waste 2 of our chances, and I'm not knocking on him, because I think he actually had a pretty good game, all things considered. But he did also mess up a couple of our chances. So could we have nicked a win? Yeah, but I don't think like it's like we deserved a win. And I think a 3-3 is it's a somewhat fair reflection of what happened in that game over 90 minutes. I would say so.
I thought it was quite a balanced performance from like the whole team, Arian. Was there like a player, in your opinion, that kind of stood out from the Spurs side, like over and above everyone else? Like, was there one player that really stood out for you?
I think for me, it was Kulusevski. I would say he worked so hard, and no one deserved that goal more than him. Genuinely, no one deserved that goal more than he did. And you could see what it meant. I was going crazy. I was doing the celebration with him and everything, running rings around my house. So, yeah, I was doing exactly that. I was going crazy because what a header or a shoulder or whatever that was. Who cares? It was amazing, and he stepped it up really. And I think there were some players that also stood out to me in a negative light, but I don't want to shine on them too much, because I think everybody did put in a shift, and even the players who didn't perform quite as high, quite as good, or even just not that good in general, like Brian Hill, really. But you could see how he was working. He was messing a lot of things up, but you could see kind of the energy that he brought. Emerson, I don't think he had a great game. I think off the ball, especially in the first half, he was of a liability, but he stepped it up in that second half. He really did. I think he genuinely helped us a lot in that second half. Made a couple really good challenges in the box when he got dangerous, especially late towards the game. Bissouma, I think people are going to pin that late goal on him, the third goal on him, but I think he also had a couple moments where he did create a lot of the moves that went really well for us. People didn't realize kind of did go through him. So I don't want to pick out any player and just berate them, because I don't think that's going to help anybody. But everybody who even didn't perform to the highest standard today put in a shift, and that again is just what's so important. As fans, a lot of time under the in the periods where we were playing poorly, we would say, look, we don't care if you don't put a 10 out of 10 every game, but go out there and look like you want to be there. And everybody looked like that they wanted to be there. They wanted to win. They wanted to do exactly what we wanted to see. And that was what was important. I think the energy from the whole team was absolutely 10 out of 10, but Kulusevski was the standout for me. What a performance for like the 4th week in a row, man. Absolutely incredible. And it's that number 10 spot like a glove.
He really does. He really does. And I think he's look, you say the last 3 or 4 games, but I think it's been particularly this game and the last game where he's looked absolutely incredible since moving to that number 10. I completely agree with you. But I want to go back to your point, what you were saying about Yves Bissouma, right? And I agree with you. There were some good moments in there when he was starting attacks and stuff like that. But on a whole, for me, I was very disappointed with Bissouma today, and I think that since that Luton game, since getting that sending off, we've seen him in a couple of games here and there. It just hasn't been anywhere near the levels that we saw in the first 10 games from Bissouma. What do you think that's down to?
I mean, I think first of all, when you're not playing consistently, because he's been like 2-3 games on and off, so there's that. He's not playing with the same midfield, so he has to adapt to kind of new players around him. And sometimes it's just simple. It's bad form. That happens to every single player. It doesn't have to be this crazy explanation. I don't think anything's happening behind the scenes. I don't think anything weird's happening. I'm sure, and if there's any player who can if there's any coach who can get into a player's head and make them feel like they're on top of the world again, it is Ange Postecoglou. So I have no doubt in the next couple of games, Bissouma is going to be back, and he's going to be back to his best because, I think a run of games now is a lot more favorable. It's going to help build his confidence. I think. All he needs is another great performance, and he is going to go on a roll. I think that's it's a momentum thing. He did lose his momentum, and not only did he lose it once, he lost it twice with the yellow card he got right after. So, it happens, and all we can do is stay with him because it's not like he didn't fight. It's not like he didn't have belief. A lot of times we look at players who play them. It's like, you don't even want to be here. You're making a mistake. It's careless. I don't think he was careless. I think he was just he just made mistakes, and that happens. And especially with the kind of football we play, if you're not on top of it for 90 minutes, you will make mistakes. And all we can do is get behind him to help him feel confident again. Because the way he plays, confidence is a big part of how a player like him plays. You need to be confident. If you're going to do a dangerous flick to get it through someone's legs, you need to know that you're going to do that. And if you have a little bit of doubt in the back of your mind, that's when you're going to mess up. So we have to get behind him as a fan base.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to finish off saying, with what we were saying before with Kulusevski in the number 10, that leaves an option obviously available for someone on the wing. Brian Hill, I don't think did it today, in my opinion, to keep that spot for the next game. So where do you go? Do you stick Richarlison out on that left?
I mean, I feel like just because we don't have many options, we're going to have to stick with Hill. I mean, you can look at the academy with like Donley and Santiago who made the bench today, but we haven't seen them play. We don't know how they're going to we don't know how they're doing. We don't know what level they're really at.
Donnelly was brilliant when he came on today.
Oh yeah, he was just all the attacks that he created, and he nearly scored that goal. Anyway, we don't have the personnel for it because who would be competing would be Solomon and it would be Perisic, but they're out. So we're gonna have to probably stick with Hill, but maybe something's gonna come along. January is coming up as well. Maybe we'll find someone there. Maybe we'll stick Son out on the wing, bring Veliz in the middle. I don't know. There's a lot of ways we can kind of go about this, but I don't think sticking with Hill is the end of the world because I think he has glimpses. I don't think he's hopeless. He shows glimpses for me.
I agree.
I don't think he's costing us games by any means. So I'm happy to give him a couple more shots, especially right now because we literally have no options. So I'm not too upset about it. So yeah, I mean Richarlison just doesn't seem fit. Maybe when he's fit he can come back in, but I think I'd stick with Hill.
Yeah, I think it was a particularly hard game for Brian Hill today just because he was
against
coming
Kyle
up
Walker too.
Kyle Walker, exactly. It's the biggest physical mismatch you'll probably have in the Premier League this season.
Right.
So, but anyway, Arian, went to the Etihad, we played the way we want to, and we took a point away from there. So I think that should give us a lot of confidence going into the next few games, seeing as Coutinho Romero will be back for the next game as well.
Yeah, huge. Never ever. I said this in the Villa fan show. I will never go into a game. I don't care if Ange could play the 18-year-olds. I will never go into a game thinking we can't get a result. I know a lot of you guys said this is a free hit. I was going into the game saying we can do this. We can get a result. And we almost got the full result, but never go into a game backing down with Ange. That's not how he's going to go into it. That's not how we should go into it. So back the team. We're going to go on another. I said this right after. I said win, lose, draw the City game. Next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. I think we're going to go unbeaten again. I really think we have to. We have the momentum to go unbeaten for a significant run of games again. I think we're going to climb that table once again. And who knows what we can do? I'm not going to put a limit on it. Who knows what the hell we can do this season, man? I think I don't want to say it, but I'm thinking it, and you know what I'm saying. So we can do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything.
Say it. Say it.
We can win the league, man. We
Come
can
on!
win the league. We can win the league. We can win the league, man. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. We can win this fucking league with our 11. I sincerely believe we are the best team in the league when we have our starting 11 fit. I sincerely, in the bottom of my heart, I swear on everything, I sincerely believe that we can fucking do it, man. Swear to God, we can fucking do it. As always, come on, you Spurs!